Hello everyone, I am so happy that you guys stopped by today. Today I'm going to show you a video a little bit different what I've been doing, but I'm gonna use something that I used before. So item the item that I'm going to be using, it's gonna be my joint compound. So in today's video I'm going to show you another way how I use my joint compound, not only in the walls but in another decorations in the house. So stay tuned and let's dirty our hands a little bit. Today it's a little different because I'm going to be using a lot of thrift finds, and I'm going to be using an item for Dollar Tree also. Like this canvas, I got it at Thrift Store for $2.99, and basically all the items that I have here are less than $3. I also find this canvas at the Dollar Tree. It is really big, it is really nice, and all these vases were on the thrift store also. Some of them were actually 99 cents, like this one. I am really excited to start this first project. It is going to be an abstract wall art, and I'm going to be using my compound. Yes, I'm going to be using my compound. I don't know if you guys seen in a lot of stores a lot of wall arts, and they are really expensive. Abstract wall arts are expensive. So I will start searching online and ideas and how I can come out with a way that is easy, cheap, and looking nice for our house. So I have a lot of items in my house. The only thing that I was missing, it was my canvas. So I went to the thrift store, and that's actually a really cheap way to find canvas and just reuse them. Remember, we don't want a smooth wall, we don't want a smooth art, we want texture. So that's what we're looking. We're just gonna be moving horizontal, vertical, and we are just gonna try to do a lot of texture in our wall art. This wall art, it is really nice, it's really interesting because we don't want nothing smooth. We want texture, we want lines, curves. So don't worry, I'm not getting everything smooth. This second piece is gonna be a vintage boho planter pot. Actually, this piece I am going to reuse it because it came with a plant already, but I did not like the pot. So I'm going to be using my compound again. I'm going to be using my spatula, and I'm just going to be putting it all around my pot. Remember, this is the fun part because we don't want everything smooth. Don't worry about that. Yes, we're going to be removing excess, but we don't want a completely smooth area. Just have fun. I'm going to be also filling a little bit inside, since when I pull my plant, I'm not gonna be able to see what is inside. So don't forget about that. And with that little stick, you can use a stick or brush or anything that you have that has a little point. And we are going to give it a little bit of design. The design is optional. You can leave it as it is and let it dry overnight. But I like to give it a little bit of bohemian look. So I was looking online how to make it look a little bit more bohemian, and I find this pattern and I really like it. As I did it right now, if you did a mistake, don't worry, you just erase it with your hand, just rub it a little with your finger and keep working. This project, it is really nice. It is really fun. Actually, all these projects are really fun to do because I'm not looking for perfection. I am looking for abstract pieces that are not smooth, pieces that have lines, that have circles, that have texture, and I love those pieces. Now we're going to let them dry overnight together with my wall art that I did before. My third piece is going to be a boho base, and I am going to be using my paint Terrazzo Tan Flat Matte, and also I'm going to be using the compound. So I'm going to be putting a part of compound. I thought I was going to need a water, but as soon as I started mixing, it went really good and really smooth. With that, I add some paint and I start mixing all that together. I was looking for a really thick consistency, and I did find it with this mixture of compound and paint. But if you don't have a compound, the really another way to do it is baking soda. Just mix paint with baking soda and you will find a really good consistency. It will get really thick and it will be doing the same work as the compound and the paint is doing now. So I'm going to be covering all my base, and actually it looks like a terracotta base. It looks really nice. Now I'm going to let it dry too. All the pieces that I'm going to be doing today are going to be drying overnight. The fourth piece that I'm going to be working is going to be a boho wall art canvas painting. This is just a little treat how I really love to paint. And you guys can recreate it also. I find this drawing at Pinterest and I really like it, and I thought I can recreate it. So I have this canvas from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be just using my pencil and try just to recreate a little bit of the copy that I saw it before in my Pinterest. And then with the paint, I'm going to be erasing, of course, the lines that I did it with my pencil. These are the colors that I'm going to be using today. I'm using this one because I have them already and I'm just reusing what I have. But you can find really good and cheap paint at Walmart, Target, Dollar Tree, Michael's. There's so many places that you guys can find really good paint at $1 or a little bit more if you want to spend a little bit more. I have some leftover paint from my last project that was the terracotta base, my mix of compound and paint, and I really love it how it look. I am thinking actually to do a wall art only with this mixture and different type of colors. I think it will look really nice. So I was just trying now to leave it a little bit smooth but still have some texture. It's been a long time that I don't grab my brushes and my paint, and I was just so excited and nervous at the same time, but I really love how it's looking. Now I'm using my sable wood from PPG Brown Paint. I really like this color. I think it will look really nice on the wall. For the circle, I'm going to be mixing pumpkin orange and chocolate brown. I'm looking for a little bit of darker color, a darker orange, so I can get a little bit darker color in my wall art. And also I am going to be adding a little bit of compound. I really like and enjoy the texture that it gives me and the bowl that I did it before, so I wanted to try and see how it will look in this circle. In this wall art, I'm looking for more bohemian color, more earthy color, since this is the way that I'm being decorating my room. And this wall art, I wanted to use it on my bedroom. In this next space, I wanted to show you how you can use the same mixture in a glass, and it works really good. It covers really well, and also it will look like you have a ceramic base or a terracotta base. It will look really nice. So if you want to update those glass bottles, glass bases that you have, this is a really way to cover those bases. And we are going to let it dry overnight also. In this one, I am really excited. I wanted to make it look like it is a concrete base. So I'm going to be using my compound, and I'm going to be using this weather moss paint. It's from the Brown Bird, and I'm going to be mixing those colors. And I'm going to be applying this mixture to my base. It does look a little bit like a white concrete, like not like a really dark concrete, but it's a little bit white. But I really like it. This paint has a little bit of green tone, and I just love it how it looks. And again, don't worry, we don't want smooth, we want texture. For this next base, I am going to be doing a rustic farmhouse base. And for that, I am going to be just adding my compound straight to my base. I use a glove, but at the end, I remove my glove. It's so much easier with your hands. And you can just wash it as soon as you're done. So with my hands, I'm going to be trying to cover the most that I can again, and I think I'm going to be repeating the same word all over this video. I don't want nothing smooth, I want texture. And as soon as that I'm done with this piece, I'm going to let them dry all of the bases and the wall arts overnight. And tomorrow we are going to do the next step. And today I'm going to start finishing my wall art. I'm going to be wetting my brush and just twisting it a little bit so it can be a little bit pointy, and I'm going to finish my wall art. I'm going to be adding a big branch with leaf, and it's going to look really, really nice. And today we're just gonna be adding details, paint to all the pieces that we worked yesterday. And I'm going to be show you how I'm going to display them, how I'm going to use them in my bedroom. For the leaf, the brush number that I'm using is the number 2. And now I'm going to be working on my wall art. I really like it how it looks. You guys can leave it as it is, but I want to add a little bit of color, so I'm going to be using the sour wood color that we used it already. As you guys can see, I'm just reusing the same colors that I have. The way that we are going to be painting is going to be up and down, side by side, vertical, horizontal. We wanted just to reach all the texture, all the bumps that has the paint, so we are just going to be painting them and just have fun. If you guys remember, this canvas was an African sunset before, and it doesn't look nothing as before. Getting your canvas at the thrift store is a cheap way to get canvas that sometimes are really expensive. This step is optional also. I'm going to be using my terrazzo tan, and I'm just going to be grabbing a little bit and brushing it on my board to try to remove the most paint that I can. And then I'm just going to be adding some touch-ups to my paint. If you feel that you are adding too much color, you can just go back and use the main color that you used before. So I just got my sour wood and I start painting and trying just to remove the places that I see that is too dark. But again, art is just expressing yourself, so keep just playing around with the colors until you find the way that you like it, and just express yourself and have fun. Now that my pot is dry, I love it. It looks really, really nice. So I'm gonna be just sanding just a little bit of sand. You don't have to if you don't want it. And now I'm going to be painting. I'm going to be using white, and I'm going to be using the terrazzo again. And I'm just going to be trying to cover and seal my pot with this paint. I just add 1 coat of paint, and now with the terrazzo paint, I am just going to add in details to this pot. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it is not dry, so it is something that you can work all at once. It's okay if the color mix, it's fine. We're trying to give it a little bit like a vintage look too. So if your paint drip a little bit, it's okay. If you feel that it was too much, you just grab a little bit of your white paint and just give it a little bit retouch, but it is okay. When I paint, it's my relaxing time. So turn on your music or your audible book and enjoy and have fun painting. It's time to relax. It is really pretty. I really like it, but I want to give it a little bit of extra, so I'm going to be grabbing a brown with white and I'm going to be mixing it, and I'm just gonna give it a little bit of touch up to my pot, just rubbing it a little bit. It is not dry, my pot, so I really like it. I was just playing around and see how it was going to come. Usually a lot of people wait for them to dry so they can add the next paint or the next step, but I was just playing around and see how it was going to come out, and I really love it. I really like it, so you guys can give it a try too. Now I'm going to be working in my farmhouse base. I'm going to be sanding a little bit, not much, just a little bit touch-ups around, and then I'm going to be removing the dust that it has, and it's time to paint. Now it's time to paint. I'm going to be using the black bamboo. I don't know if you guys remember, but this was the color that I used it in my closet, and I'm going to try it in this space. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be just grabbing my brush with not too much paint, just a little bit, and I'm just going to be rubbing around. Remember, I don't want it to get a full cover of the base, just like a little bit rustic farmhouse look, and this color is helping me a lot, and I'm really liking how it looks. But remember, I don't want to get a full cover, just rub it around, and I'm liking how it looks. If you feel that you are adding too much color to your base, and just mix the main color that you're using with a little bit of white, and that will be a lighter color. For this cement base, is going to be fun and easy. I'm going to be just sprinkling with the black paint, and that's going to be give that cement effect. Here I recreate this Canva look. I'm gonna leave you a couple of pictures here so you guys can see how they look. It is really nice just to play around with the pieces that you have and just trying to find the look that you want. I really like how it looked, this base. It does look a little bit like a cement base, and just a little bit of green on the top. It makes things look more pretty. You don't have to be an expert to decorate your house, just playing around. Get some ideas from Pinterest, Google. There's so many things out there. And just the main thing, and you have to have fun and you have to enjoy the place that you are decorating. Here are already all the pieces that I did. They look so pretty. I really like them. And just I add like a little bit touch of my candles. Let me know down below which one was your favorite. I really love this pot and all the pieces also. If I would have to pick a favorite one, I think that will be the pot. I really love it. I really like how I display my wall art and my vases. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and to share. I see you in next project.